Hi guys, so today we are having a look at the Cover FX Power Play Foundation. I had a bit of fun getting hold of this. This was meant to be Monday's video, but I went into Space NK in Glasgow. They didn't have it. I ordered it on Beauty Bay next day delivery, and the delivery company just didn't try and get in my building at all. So we're playing with this today. This is £38 in the UK for 35 millilitres, so definitely not the most affordable of options. I've got the information up about it here as well. So it comes in 40 shades, which is very good. So they break it down that numbers 0 to 20 are light, 25 to 40 is medium, 50 to 85 is medium deep, and 90 to 125 is deep. And you've then got the different undertones of pink, neutral, or golden. So personally, I am P20 for Cover FX foundations. So, you know, I'm apparently the upper scale of light, which is unusual for me. But what it says is it's a modern matte foundation with a weightless full coverage that provides sweat-proof all-day wear, powerful shine control, and environmental protection. Available in 40 diverse shades, this liquid foundation has buildable medium to full coverage with a modern matte finish, loaded with a trio of ultra-fine powders that control shine and visibly blur imperfections, stays on skin all day without dulling or drying the complexion. It's sweat-proof, waterproof and transfer-proof with all-day wear, vegan, cruelty-free, talc-free, oil-free, fragrance-free, paraben-free and gluten-free. So that's interesting. So we will see how this holds up today. It has been kind of warmer in Glasgow for the last couple of days, so I might test out the sweatproof. I've got a horrible feeling I'm going to be testing out the waterproof as well, because I actually need to take my pet rat to the vet today and don't know if she's coming home with me. So we'll see about that. But I've obviously used this today. I filmed the application section, so let's see how we got on. Right, so let's get this on. I've went for P20 because that was the same shade that I had the custom cover drops in, or still have the custom cover drops in. So kind of odd bottle, to be honest with you. It is plastic, it's squidgy. The dropper just looks like that, so it's more hygienic than a bottle that you just need to like dunk into or tip up, but not quite as easy to control as a pump maybe. So I'm just gonna squeeze some out on my hand. Okay, it's quite thick, so doesn't really smell of anything, just sort of fresh. So I haven't put on any kind of primers today. I just put on a kind of medicated cream to try and calm some of the acne on my face down, and yeah, that's some nice coverage actually. It's not full, but it's definitely looking nice. I'm happy. It's just like a very much improved, nice looking skin, so yay. Let's just see if we can build it up. Definitely buildable. That's so nice. Urgh. Okay. Another little squidge to do the other side. I think once this starts to kind of run low, I'll probably end up storing it upside down, because that's the other benefit of like a pump bottle, you know, it takes the product from the bottom. Whereas that one, you need it to be right up the top. I suppose you could just shake it like the Heinz tomato sauce bottle. And I'm just bringing this down the neck a little bit, partly to blend in, partly because I've got spots on my neck. Does anybody else get that? Am I just a weirdo? Oh well, who cares? I'll be my own weirdo. Okay, so this actually feels quite light to me. I'd heard people saying that they could feel it like kind of setting down on their skin and things, but I don't really feel like I've got loads on. It does feel like it's starting to set down. It's got a kind of velvety texture when I touch it. So, I'm gonna go in, whoopsie, with my concealers and just see how well it plays with other products. Not going to need that much concealer, but we'll do the under eyes. So I've got my peachy corrector. I was kind of looking at the wee, what is it they're calling them from Cover FX now? The wee batons, like the little double-ended clicking together products. Has anybody tried those? Is anybody curious about them? If so, I can get some ordered and do a review. But I quite like the idea that you could get just a wee set, put them together and have your concealer and corrector in one stick for travel. Okay, that's blended, absolutely no bother. That's brilliant, I like that. I've never really had problems where something didn't blend very well, but you know, sometimes you see like products lifting each other and, you know, just want to make sure that's not happening. So I'm just going to use my 24/7, no, All Nighter from Urban Decay. 24/7s are eyeliners. Again, that's blended in nicely. Okay, just going to do a little bit of concealer just on some of the chin activity. I usually do around my nose, but maybe a tiny bit on my tip would help. Stipple that in. Okay, nope, this definitely plays well with other products. So I'm going to get this set down and finish the rest of my face. The time just now is 10:05, so I will come back and just show you the completed face and do a timestamp then as well. But just in case you want to do your check-in wear test from now, it's 10:05. Okay, rest of the makeup is done. It is now... Ooh, go away phone. It's now 10:20, so I'll come back and do check-ins as anything kind of changes. I still really, really love how this foundation looks and feels. So first impression is I am loving this. So we'll see how well it holds up. Okay, so I thought I would come for a bit of a check-in. It is 2:15, so it's been roughly 4 hours since I put this on, and as you can see, we're starting to get shiny. So I've got a little bit of shine around my nose, a chin, tiny bit on the forehead. All I'm going to do is, I don't think it's even enough shine to need to add more powder, so I'm just going to take my powder brush and go over that again. So just zooming in, the cover on my nose is disrupted just a little bit, so that's kind of annoying. What I'm going to do is I'm going to retry this tomorrow with a primer as well. I haven't been wearing primers lately, and my other foundation's been dealing better without it, but each foundation is different, so we will give this one a try with a primer as well before I make my final decision. But I will continue with this wear test. I'm still loving how it looks, and yeah, I will be back. That's me back. It is now actually 11 o'clock at night, and oopsie, I only done 2 check-ins. So I've now had this on for 13 hours. Let's ignore my mascara smudge on both sides. Most of the coverage I'm quite happy with. My nose is fairly shiny, so is my forehead, but it's not the worst I've seen with foundations. It has broke up a little bit on my forehead as well. But most of the colour I'd say is still there, and you have to be pretty up close to see the problem. Ordinarily, I would have touched this up. The nose, by the way, I did end up blowing that earlier, so I'm going to take some responsibility for the cover wearing off there, but it had been starting to wear off anyway, as we'd seen earlier. So I'm going to give this one more try tomorrow. I'm going to use the kind of last bits of my blot drops from Cover FX with it as a primer to try and regulate the oil a bit more, and we'll see how these kind of work out as a duo. Okay, so we're back for day 2 of testing the Cover FX Power Play. As I said, using the custom blot drops as a primer. It is 10:30. This is my finished face. We will see how it holds up today. Right, we're back, and that turned into a much longer day than I intended because it's now tomorrow. It's 1 in the morning, so I've had this foundation on for around about 15 hours. I am so tired, and I ended up rambling trying to film this section. So, as you can see, from a distance, my coverage still looks okay, but we're definitely shiny. When we get in a little bit closer, I am kind of missing some coverage. My forehead's broken up quite a bit. My nose is missing coverage. Chin's missing coverage. Basically, my cheeks are the only kind of looking really good coverage bits. So basically, this foundation, even when supported by the blot drops, wasn't quite up to beating the oil that my wonderful, wonderful skin produces. So I do think I'm like extremely, extremely, extremely oily, and you know, there's no foundations so far that last all day for me without the oil breaking through. I would say that my best so far for the coverage lasting is actually still the £3 Primark one. That being said, I can see myself using this again because how it looked when it first went on and for the first while wearing it, it's absolutely gorgeous. Like, I love the finish that I get from this. But I'm definitely only going to reach for it on days when I know that I'm going to be able to kind of touch up and blot and get rid of the oils regularly. To be fair, on a normal day I would be blotting and getting rid of oils regularly, but when I'm reviewing a product I don't want to do like any touch-ups and come back to you guys and it looks better because I've fixed it. Anyway, so overall, if you've got less oily skin than me, I think this is going to be absolutely fantastic. And I wish I was one of those people. But yeah, so it's a judge for yourself depending on your skin. If you're not as oily as me, this is possibly going to be absolutely fantastic for you. But if you've got any other questions about this, please leave them down below and I will get back to you. But I am going to finally get to my bed. So, bye. Night. You may not be watching it at night time, but it's definitely good night for me.